Okay, going live.
We live, baby?
Yep.
What is up, everyone? I believe we are live already. Here we are, ringside in my hometown, Las Vegas. For Frank Martin versus Michel Rivera, the live round-by-round main event time coming up right now. But right now, here comes the decision in the co-main event. Vladimir Tshishkin looks like he's going to be the fifth man to beat Jose Uzcategui. That's got to be Tshishkin from Ukraine. Yeah. Vladimir Tshishkin now 14-0, 8 knockouts, handily beat Jose Uzcategui, who falls to 32-5, the former IBF super middleweight champion who lost that belt in early 2019 to Caleb Plant. So Uzcategui, since that lost to Plant, he's lost to Lonnie B. Thompson. Now he loses to Vladimir Tshishkin. Doesn't look like Jose Uzcategui from Venezuela is going to be a champion again in this division. So tough break for him. But Vladimir Tshishkin, who's on his way to an IBF title shot in the division, belt currently held by Canelo Alvarez. And that's what he's geared up for right now. Jose Uzcategui leaving the ringside here. And very active here at ringside here in Vegas. We got Errol Spence up in the Showtime booth behind us. Caleb Plant is ringside as well. Rolly Romero, so Sean Porter. So a number of fighters here ringside. So just kicking it here until we get set for a round-by-round, everybody. Anybody know where to watch Rivera versus Martin? Guys, the fight is on Showtime. It's about to start right now, in just any moment now, set for ring walks. Fight's on Showtime. Showtime anytime if you have that app. Tune into, got Cox Cable like me here in Las Vegas. Go to channel 240. So wherever you can get Showtime, the fight, Frank Martin versus Michel Rivera, 2 undefeated lightweights. Our main event is set to start very quickly, very soon here from Las Vegas at the Cosmopolitan. So, I hope the voice is loud enough, but I got to keep the voice down a little bit. There's other ringside media obviously watching and covering the fight, and I don't want to be too loud for them. So, but Martin Rivera, looks like Showtime's going to go to their final fight packages before ring walk time. Ezio, Frank Martin by 11th round stoppage. Yeah, Wi-Fi might be a little rough at times, but audio should be perfectly fine throughout the night. Oh shit, it's Ashton Kutcher. Yes, indeed. And I appreciate the Ashton Kutcher instead of the Drake Bell reference, my friend. Thank you, Richio. Martin round 11 stoppage. I actually probably have the same pick. I got Martin winning this fight in the second half after, maybe being behind after the first 6 rounds behind Rivera's movement, boxing ability, fighting behind the jab. But Rivera, who's been dropped before, his legs might not be the same in the second half of the fight. He'll be more in front of Frank Martin, get him find himself in more exchanges. And that kind of a fight, I think, favors the punch and power of Frank Martin. But maybe Rivera can build a lead in the first 6, do enough to hold on and win a decision. Or maybe he makes a star-making performance. He had a smile and enthusiasm about him throughout this fight week that made you think he believes he's headed towards a star-making performance. So we will see. I'm with you, Ezio. I got Martin late in this fight, but wouldn't be surprised at all if Rivera comes out and boxes a brilliant fight. So we'll see. Martin is a 2.5 to 1 favorite. So Vegas does see Frank Martin winning this fight. So I agree. But Rivera coming in with a lot of enthusiasm and good boxing ability. Let's just see. I don't know if he'll be able to hold up in the second half of the fight. We'll have to see. Not a sellout tonight at the Cosmopolitan, but fun, kind of rowdy crowd, I think, that you'll hear in the background once we get started with main event time. Well, Volka, good to see you again, brother. What's going on, family? I'm ready for your excellent non-biased commentary. Keep up the outstanding work. Thank you so much, brother. And like you said, non-biased. You're getting this fight called right down the middle. Don Dunphy, 1940s radio style. Just calling the action. This should be a pretty down the middle competitive fight with back and forth. I mean, I expect Rivera to have the advantage in the first 6 and Martin to get to him in the second half of the fight, but we will have to see. Rivera versus Martin, definitely next. Jiren Poo, definitely next. So Rivera, better jab than Martin, taller than Martin, good feet, likes to let his hands go in combination, and he might not want to do that early. He might want to stick to pop shots early on, not let off 3 or 4 or 5 shots to the body against Martin. Rivera likes to do that. He'll shoe shine at the body a little bit sometimes. So stay in there, despite being a tall guy with a good jab. I don't think that'll benefit him too much in this fight. So, but we'll see. Really looking forward to this. We're just chilling. Fun night in Vegas. Always fun to see my man Darren Cunningham III, young super bantamweight ringside. Of course, Errol Spence is in the building promoting Frank Martin. My man Sean Porter over there, Caleb Plant. Michael the Bounty Hunter, the heavyweight contenders in the building tonight. Mario Barrios, the former WBA super lightweight champion in the building tonight. Leo Santa Cruz, 4-division champion in the building tonight. So we got some people here. Do I think it'll Chance Livingston? Do I think it'll end in a KO? I do. I mean, my official pick is I think Martin can get to him and maybe stop him in the second half of the fight. Yes. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rivera pulls this thing out either. Behind his boxing ability, I wouldn't be surprised if he outboxes Frank Martin. But I do think Martin, who might be behind after the first 6 rounds, when Rivera's legs slow and he's forced to exchange more and more, I think that'll favor Martin. So I think Martin can get to him in the second half of the fight, maybe get him out of there, but we'll see. We're going to find out a lot about Martin's, work rate and his heart, because in order to cut the distance against a guy, you're walking through shots. You can't slip and block everything. Sometimes you're taking those shots on the way in, and we'll see if some of the clean, effective punching of Rivera will make Martin think twice. And if he thinks twice, he languishes on the outside longer, and that gives the guy with the better jab and Rivera, you would think, the advantage. So no boxing, no life. Quick question, bro. I'm 21. Is that too late to start boxing? Well, no boxing, no life, to be honest with you. In all likelihood, yes, unless you have a terrific natural talent. You're just naturally fast, naturally have good reflexes, naturally punch hard. And if you're a heavyweights can start late. Heavyweights, more than any other weight division, can begin late and still have successful careers. Hassan Rahman started around 20. Deontay Wilder started around 20 years old. So that would be my honest answer for you. Hey, shout out DJ the artist. 30 years old, had your first pro fight 5 months ago. Shout out, man. Awesome on you. Latrell Jones, it's on Showtime, so you have to go to Showtime to watch it. Carl Frost started boxing at 22. I didn't know that. I had no idea about that, pro boxing. Yeah, I'm surprised to hear that a super middleweight was able to start that late. And Frost, not the most, technical guy, not the fastest guy, but definitely was blessed with a natural strength, physical strength and toughness, was Carl Frost. 16, too late age to start boxing? Absolutely not. 16 is not too late. No. Canelo Alvarez started at 14. So who do I think Frank Sanchez should fight next? I mean, if he wants a shot at the belts, he could always try to get a Joe Joyce fight. No one else wants to fight Joe Joyce. Sanchez didn't impress me as much. Carlton Penn. Sanchez, I was very impressed with him after Ife Ajagba, but his last performance wasn't as impressive, I believe, on that Ruiz Ortiz undercard. Not as impressive. He's better when someone's coming to him. If he's cutting the distance and he's got to go after the guy against a long rangey guy, he don't look so hot, but he does look good against an aggressive type fighter. So I'm not sure. Sanchez needs to fight someone in the top 10. Pat G, what's up, brother? Always good to see you, Pat G. Always good to see you. Guys, don't mind me keeping the voice a little on the low side. Got other ringside media. And, obviously they don't want to just hear me talking all fight. Frank is a beast, camp, so he gonna be ready. Yeah, right. With Derek James, with Errol Spence, a southpaw who knows how to cut off the ring, knows how to attack the body, all the kind of things the southpaw Frank Martin is going to have to do against the rangy, Michel Rivera. A lot of the things he'll need to bring to the table in this fight are things Derek James and Errol Spence specialize in. So, yeah, Pat G. And like Pat G's saying, Derek James definitely deserves to be the trainer of the year this year. Do I think Tank is overlooking Ryan because of Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson? Not at all, Chance. Tank cares about the money first and foremost. And Ryan presents the most money. So he's had his sights zeroed in on Ryan more than those other two anyway. And the question isn't, is Tank overlooking Ryan? Is Ryan fully committed to really winning that fight versus Tank? Because he just lowered his chances by not fighting Mercito Hesta January 28th. Hesta is the southpaw. A lot of those guys from the Philippines are explosive. And he even though he's an older guy in his 30s, still has that explosive southpaw Filipino style. And that was, if nothing else, regardless of opponent, it's good just to stay sharp heading into a super fight. So I don't like Ryan Garcia not going through with the Hesta fight. That was going to be a good tune-up to keep him sharp. And honestly, as inexperienced as he is relative to Tank, the kid's never fought in a title fight. He could use every bit of last-second experience he can get heading into that fight. So I think Garcia just hurt his chances of beating Tank by not going through with the Hesta fight. I think Tank is all business when it comes to Ryan. And now I'm picking Tank to win that fight. I always gave him the edge, but I had it closer to a 60-40, 70-30 type fight. And, now with this latest news, I was leaning towards Gervonta anyways. Frank Sanchez versus Luis Ortiz will happen next year. I like that. I think you nailed it. I said that on the stream that night. Ruiz Ortiz said that on the stream that I would love to see Frank Sanchez fight Ortiz in a passing of the torch fight, because clearly Ortiz isn't the fighter he once was. But it'd be nice as a kind of a farewell payday and fight for Ortiz to fight and hand the torch to his fellow Cuban. He's not fighting Tank. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, EBP if he doesn't wind up fighting the Tank fight either. Actually, we had an interview with Rolly Romero that just went up on the channel about 2 or 3 hours ago. Go check it out if you want to laugh about it. Rolly says he doesn't think the fight's going to happen either between Ryan and Tank. Yes, sir, Pat G. Nah, not a smart move at all, Pat G. At all. Not smart at all. Oscar De La Hoya, before fighting Felix Trinidad, fought Obakar, a top 5, top 10 welterweight at the time, fought Obakar and Iquarte the same year he fought Felix Trinidad. Before he fought Yori Boy Campas in the rematch with Shane Mosley, before he fought the rematch with Shane Mosley, he fought Yori Boy Campas to get a nice tune-up in. Before Oscar and Bernard fought each other at 160, Bernard fought Robert Allen, Oscar fought Felix Sturm, and that actually almost fucked shit up because Oscar lost to Felix Sturm, but they gave him the fight. But traditionally, and I read on Twitter, Leonard and Hearns fought on a co-feature card together before facing each other. So I don't like this from Ryan. I think it lessened his chances of pulling off the upset against Tank. His size, speed, and power means he'll remain a live dog against Tank, but I'm picking Gervonta if it even happens. Do I think Tio needs a new trainer? I think Tio should actually keep his father, but yes, get a new trainer. But you don't just have to disavow the father. The father has built up a number of tricks off the back foot primarily. They never have been a guy that's trained him to cut the ring off with his hands up and all that. But with their bag of tricks off the back foot and their flashy counter punching, keep that. That's what got Tio here. But maybe bring in an Eddie Reynoso, someone to teach him to fight on the front foot when he has to go after a guy at such a distance. When they're not coming to him, let him be counter puncher. So I think he should keep his father, but also bring in a new trainer as well. When they beat Lomachenko, they had Joey Gamache alongside. One moment, guys. Mills Lane is getting a 10-second count ringside. 1 second, guys. I got to take this standing 10 ringside for the great Mills Lane, probably the best referee in Nevada's history. All right, rest in peace to the great judge, or excuse me, referee Mills Lane, also a judge from television, but not just a famous guy because he was there when Tyson bit the ear. Legitimately a great, great referee. When you go back and watch the old DVDs of the old fights in Nevada in the 80s and 90s, he was phenomenal. So let's see here. Jay Bognier says, I went to high school with Frank Martin. He made varsity as a freshman. He's had juice. I think a lot of people forget how powerful he is. So Jay letting us know Frank Martin's a natural athlete. Making varsity as a freshman is crazy. Do I think Virgil's ready to fight Boots? I don't think that fight's ready to be made yet. OG Gaming TV saying, I told you Tio was not that dude, Sean. OG with the I told you so's. But let's not throw in the towel on Tio just yet. OG saying Martin dropped Tio twice. All right, here we go. Here comes Frank Martin from Indiana. Let me tell you something about Frank Martin. Saw him come in the gym during the pandemic, the peak of the pandemic in the summer of 2020. Sounds like some Lil Boozy that Frank Martin's coming out to. This man got in the ring with Gervonta Davis as Gervonta was preparing for Leo Santa Cruz, and he held his own. He held his own, and that attracted some of the attention. So got him a little bit of buzz out here in Las Vegas. He went back home to Indiana, won a fight on the Spence Danny Garcia undercard, won some fights, got himself in this position, got the attention of Errol Spence, and here he is now positioned to make himself a bona fide lightweight contender tonight if he can get past fellow undefeated Michel Rivera. Martin is expected to be the puncher tonight, the explosive guy, mid-range, in close. When the two guys are exchanging, fighting a toe-to-toe fight, that figures to favor the southpaw, the explosive southpaw, Frank Martin. But he'll have to navigate the jab and the skills and the length of Michel Ali Rivera, who'll be making his way to the ring. Trainer of the year, Derek James in the corner of Frank Martin. Promoter Errol Spence ringside, watching on as we get ready for a 12-round fight that'll send someone to the upper echelon of the lightweight division and make them a bona fide contender. George Graves says, Michel Rivera TKO, G-Boxing. I got Michel Rivera in the 6th or 9th round. Yeah, Pat G, this is definitely normal showtime. Yep, let him know. No, not Michael Lee, not on pay-per-view, just on regular showtime. Here we go. Do I think Adrian Broner makes a comeback? No, I do not. I do think that ship has sailed, unfortunately. Michael Lee, once more, man. Fights on Showtime, not pay-per-view. Derek Choice can't find this fight on Showtime. Make sure you check all your Showtime channels. And if worse comes to worse, I got you covered, Derek, for this round by round. All right, here comes Michel Ali Rivera. Got the fresh Muhammad Ali fade cut. Actually, funny enough, Nico Ali Walsh, the legitimate grandson of Muhammad Ali, is ringside tonight watching Michel Ali Rivera. Here comes Rivera. Rivera surprising us at the press conference on this fight week, saying, I'm stronger than Frank Martin. I don't know if that's good for selling the fight, but I don't know if that's a good mentality to carry into the ring. I think Rivera is the boxer tonight, not the puncher. But he surprised us a little bit at that press conference by saying, I'm stronger than Frank Martin, too. So we will see. Bell kill him. Is this a 50-50 fight? Not familiar with these fights. It is pretty much a 50-50 fight. Martin is the favorite, but talk to most boxing people, it's a very 50-50 fight. And there's a lot of people in boxing who think Rivera will outbox Frank Martin. We will see. Yeah, Brian Cussler in the back. Yep. Ali going to put skill this guy. Martin started boxing at 18 and really just been overpowering fighters. His Paul Pena pointing out a good point. Typically, the boxer at the highest level has the edge over the stronger guy, the puncher. But Martin isn't slow. I'm not saying he's as technically a good a boxer as Rivera, but he has speed to go along with his power. He's explosive. So it's not like it's Rivera who has the boxing ability, but it's not like he has a speed advantage on the outside. Martin is just as fast, maybe even a little more explosive. Both guys with fast hands and good athleticism. Peace, Sean. Thank you, Tunes. 1521. Eric says, Shaggy, who you got? Eric, I do got Martin catching up in the second half of the fight. Probably behind in the first 6 rounds, but I think he catches up to Rivera, maybe puts him away in the second half. But I wouldn't be surprised if Rivera boxes his ears off. These 50-50 fights can go in a number of directions, but I do favor Martin to maybe get to maybe even have to pull from behind in the first 6 and get to Rivera, who I think might slow down in the second half of the fight. Pad G, exactly. Oscar McAllister. Hope that answers too. I went ahead and addressed Eric asking what I thought. So Oscar, I hope that you were able to hear my answer on the fight as well. Ring introduction set now. Keyshawn Davis said he's on another level than Martin. Do you agree? Not right now. Right now, that'd be a tough fight. He's still only 7 fights in as a professional, but I do think he projects ahead of Frank Martin. Yeah, I do. I think when it's all said and done, Keyshawn's the better. Is going to be better, but as of right now, Martin's definitely a little bit more finished product as a professional. Tavares Morales, yell out, hey, true fight club, please. Well, I mean, I did press Errol a little bit on the escalators here in the hotel yesterday. I asked him, is it your fault as well? Not just Terrence's fault, but this fight hasn't happened to the fans. Errol didn't really give me an answer. But we'll see. Hopefully he takes that fight next. It's up to Crawford. Everyone's got to come to terms. I'm at the point where I'd rather see Jaron Ennis fight either one of them. Like, they could play paper, rock, scissors, Terrence and Errol, and the loser fights Jaron Ennis. I'm at the point where I'd rather see that than them face each other. I'm almost at, if not at that point. Oscar McAllister, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Appreciate that. Who would I like to see the winner of tonight face? Realistically, because we got to keep it in PBC. That'd be realistic. Isaac Cruz. Or Rolly Romero, but Rolly's not interested in taking this fight. Loco, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the chat as always, man. Paul Pena, you are the truth, my brother, when it comes to boxing. Been following you for over 10 years. That's crazy, Paul. So you followed me when I had the little Bleacher Report boxing channel, Into the Boxing Voice, into now on FightHype. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Tavares Morales. Appreciate you, brother. Here we go. Eric, definitely watching it live. Here ringside, baby. Ali Rivera gets his introduction. Martin gets his introduction. Here we go. Center ring. Both fighters wearing white trunks. Martin, white with gold trim. Rivera, white with black trim. So, guys, get ready for this round by round. Kenny Bayless giving center ring instructions here from the Cosmo in Las Vegas. FQF, you got it, brother. Happy to show up. Happy to do it for y'all. Thank you guys for showing up in the chat with me and rocking with me. This is a hardcore boxing fans fight. 2 guys trying to really climb into that upper echelon, the elite of the division. Here we go. Round 1, Ali Rivera, the southpaw Frank Martin. orthodox Michel Rivera. Rivera starting with a couple of jabs, and Frank Martin shoots a straight left hand to the body in response. Here in the center of the ring, Martin starting with a little touch right hook on the gloves of Rivera. Tip Bayless, thank you so much, man. What's up, man? Thank you, brother. Shout out to Tip Bayless. Thank you, brother. All right. Now straight right down the pipe off. Both guys starting with the backhand. Martin with his left hand, Rivera with the right. Both guys touching each other early, mostly hitting gloves. Rivera tries a straight right hand, and Martin fires right back with a straight left in response. Both guys just a little off. Both guys able to make each other miss early. Now Martin presses ahead with a right hook, straight left, and a right hand, but Ali moving his weight out of the way. Ali trying to shoot a straight right hand off the jab. Nice straight right hand off the jab by Michel Ali Rivera. Frank on the front foot, step into Ali. Ali trying to jab him, make him reset in the center of the ring. Martin back in the center of the ring, forced to reset off the jab. Martin stepped into Rivera. Rivera shooting off a straight right hand. Martin getting his head out. And Martin comes back with a little bit of an angle on the left hand. Didn't just throw it down the middle, put a little loop on it, and landed. And then he presses his advantage after that. Rivera forced the clinch along the ropes. Rivera short with the jab. Rivera tries to reach to the body. Now he gets in a straight right hand off the jab. It touched Martin's chin just a little bit there. Martin trying to jab to the body, and Rivera leaning down on him. Kenny Bayless breaks him apart. Close first round. Not a lot to pick from here. Rivera near the ropes. Stepping over to his right, gets out of there. Back in the center of the ring. Short with the jab, short with another jab is Rivera. Martin taking a little half step back, and he resets in the center of the ring now. Plants his feet. Rivera short with the 1-2. Martin measuring with the lead hand, pawing with the jab, measuring, backs back out. Resets, does Martin. Staying in front of Rivera, touching with the jab a little bit, range finding. Rivera shoots a jab, Martin parries it. Oh, good jab by Rivera. Martin, though, gets rough with him, turns him into the corner. Gets off a little bit of a right hook. Rivera getting his hands up the block. A close first round, guys. Not a whole lot to choose from each guy's. Ali able to touch. Martin, defensively knows how to get his head off the line, but Rivera still able to touch him a little bit with the straight right down the pipe 2 or 3 times, but Martin imposing his physicality and strength on Rivera a few times on the ropes. Not really able to land anything too hard, but imposed himself a few times there on Rivera physically. Close first round. Very close first round. Tempted to... Ron, how'd you score that first? Close. I want to edge it to Martin because he imposed his physicality a little bit. He got touched. Yeah. I felt like he was the more comfortable fight. Like, who'd you give that round to, Skip? It was close. To Martin, me too. I felt like he was a little more physical along the ropes. I'll give that first to Martin. Very close, but now Martin starts off landing a left hand down the middle off the jab to start round 2. So I'll give the edge to Martin. Martin doing a good job not letting Rivera be. Martin now stepping in after catching a couple jabs and getting into the body of Rivera. Rivera not fighting on the inside, just trying to clinch and get Bayless to separate him. Martin looking a little more confident in the early going of this fight. Body language wise. At ringside, you can really look into the eyes of these guys. Rivera's still trying to settle down in there. His jab is getting parried a lot by Martin. It's tough for the orthodox fighter to land his jab against the southpaw. Those lead hands are constantly parrying and batting each other down. Rivera trying to jab to the body, trying to work levels with the body, but Martin is doing very good defensively against the jab early on. Martin stepping into Rivera, keeps making him fall short with the jab and catching it on the lead glove and trying to make Rivera catch. Oh, good straight left down the pipe for Frank Martin. And he turns Rivera. Another straight left down the pipe lands for Frank Martin in the center of the ring. Martin standing up, a sweeping left hand now off the jab. Martin with a beautiful combination up top and finishes with a straight left to the body. And now he punches in between Rivera's punches with a straight left and a right hook. Martin getting the better of this action in round two, no question about it. Martin showing off the speed there with Rivera and punching in between Rivera's punches, showing he can counter and not just lead. Nice jab, sets up a straight left to the pit of the stomach for Frank Martin. Now Martin getting his southpaw jab going, blocks the left jab of Ali. Ali trying to step to Martin now. Knows he needs to get something done. Needs to find a reply. That was a very impressive combination by Frank Martin in punching in between the punches of Michel Rivera halfway through this second round. Nice straight left hand down the pipe by Frank Martin. Looks very sharp right now, guys. Another straight left hand down the pipe off the jab, and Martin stepping into these shots, splitting the guard. Now Rivera pulls away from the sweeping left hand, but not able to reply. Another straight left down the pipe for Frank Martin. Rivera countered with a straight left down the pipe now as he tried to reach. Rivera not looking good in round two. Martin letting his hands go, and Rivera getting his hands up to block, but he got it taken to him this round. Jab lands for Martin, but Rivera gets out of the way of the straight left. Nice straight left to the body by Frank Martin. He must have been learning that from Errol Spence in camp. Frank Martin taking that Errol Spence of just touching the opponent with the lead hand and then that straight left to the body. Good round for Frank Martin, showing off the speed, the sharpness, punching in between punches, leading but punctuating exchanges after initiating them. 2-0 Frank Martin. Clear cut second round. First round was close, a feel out round, but round two goes to Martin. Eric saying Michel Rivera needs to feint the jab. Tavares Morales, I'm calling the fight 13 seconds before you see me. Good. You're better off with me, though. Good. So yeah, 20 to 18. Frank Martin early on. Rivera thought to be the boxer, but can't have any success with his jab. Fighting the southpaw. Southpaw versus orthodox constantly with those lead hands carrying each other. And typically each fighter will turn to their backhand, start leading with the backhand. But Martin, so far, not just the stronger guy, but he might even be a little faster than Michel Rivera as well, and sharp, very sharp. Splitting the guard because how straight his straight left hand has been thrown early on. Here we go, round three. Rivera getting his jab blocked again, and Martin steps inside after parrying that jab and lands his own jab. Very nice. Martin countering with the straight left as Rivera walks in. Martin taking a couple steps back now, letting Rivera come to him. Rivera shooting the double jab. Hasn't been able to land it all night. And Martin actually out jabbing Rivera here in the third to start. Rivera taking steps forward. Martin might be looking to walk him into something now. Oh, good left uppercut body shot by Frank Martin. Got his head dipped to the side to get away from the straight right hand. That time the straight right hand got in for Ali Rivera. Best shot of the night so far. But Martin took it well. Power punching, not the same from Rivera as it is for Martin. That was a good straight right by Rivera. Good uppercut to the body by Martin just a moment before that. Center of the ring. Rivera with that low left hand, taking steps towards Martin now. Being more aggressive here in round three. Knows he's got to make up a little bit of ground from the first two. Martin now tries to step in with that straight left hand after pawing with the jab. Steps in again with the straight left, partially blocked, but part of it got in. Now the straight left gets in again for Frank Martin. Rivera having a hard time getting away from it. Straight left to the body for Frank Martin. Martin very sharp and precise with the straight left hand to the body and to the head early on. Rivera still stepping to Martin, but Martin doing a good job at his feet, circling to his right. Martin parries the jab, steps in, gets underneath the straight right by Rivera. Martin taking a couple steps back, and then steps back in with a double jab up top, steps up the straight left hand to the body, that Errol Spence move. You guys know the one I'm talking about. Again, he does it. Touch jab up top, straight left to the body. The Errol Spence move. Ali, jab gets blocked clean. You can hear the blocks from ringside. Straight left to the body again for Frank Martin. Off the double jab up top. Rivera stepping forward, getting the shots completely blocked, except for one straight right hand this round. Rivera missing that straight right hand, tries to get a left hook to the body, but Martin is good defensively. Rivera shoots a 1-2 and a left hook, but Martin steps off to his right, gets out of the way of everything. Both fighters fighting with their lead hand low, but Martin will pick his up at times, sometimes fight out of the shoulder roll, sometimes fight with it at his waist. Couple of different looks from Martin. Good balance, good body work from Martin too. Straight left hand by Martin. Good sense of distance by Frank Martin. 3-zip Frank Martin. That was another Frank Martin round. Don't mind my name. It's not that I'm not excited. It's that I got other people ringside, media, and I can't be yelling ringside. So forgive the monotone a little bit. If I was at home in the office, you'd hear more. Good left hand by Frank Martin. Another straight left hand by Frank Martin. But I got some people here, so 3-zip. Anthony Gonzalez, did this motherfucker just say you can hear the blocks all my life, bro? This dude is clearly in favor of Martin. It's not the case, Anthony. I'm just watching the fight right here in the front row, and his jab is getting blocked. He's not landing his jab. And Martin is getting off with the straight left hand to the body and to the head repeatedly, and clearly won the second and third round. First round was close. Maybe Rivera got that, but it was a close round. Second, 2 and 3 have been Frank Martin. All right, round 4. Here we go. Rivera again, starting with the jab. Gets in a straight right hand, does Rivera to start. But, eats a good power jab. Actually walked into that jab a little bit by Frank Martin. Martin staying right in front of Rivera. Both fighters center of the ring, staying in front. Straight right hand by Rivera. Gets in a little bit there. Martin with a straight left hand again. Double jabbing off the double jab against Ali Rivera. Freezing him in place with the double jab and then sniping him with the straight left hand. Oh, now a little bit of a collision here. Ali came in too close. Martin tried to load up to the body. Ali falling to the canvas, but ruled a slip. Oh, good counter straight right hand by Michel Rivera. Martin stepped into that one. That's a good right hand by Michel Rivera. Rivera shooting a little bit of a lead right. Then makes Frank Martin fall short with his left. Rivera staying on top of Martin, staying on the front foot here, misses a right hand. Martin gets underneath it, but Martin not replying with a counter shot that time. Martin walking into a straight right hand that time. Tried to place his straight left and ate a little bit of a right hand on the top of the head. Rivera having a better fourth round than in the second and third so far. Short with the jab is Rivera staying on the front foot. Now Martin takes little baby steps to his left and starts to step in a little bit. Rivera taking little steps back. Both guys measuring, looking for something. Rivera falling short with the jab. Martin falling short with a right hook and a left hand to the body. Rivera shoots the 1-2, but Martin steps out of range for that one. Rivera falls short with the straight right hand, but Martin not counterpunching this time. Martin with a nice straight left hand to the body off the double jab up top made Rivera move straight back, and he placed a straight left hand to the body. $40 seconds left in this round. Rivera probably needs this round. Ooh, a couple of left hands getting blocked by Frank Martin, but you can still hear it ringside. Now straight left gets in through the guard for Frank Martin again off that little touch double jab. Oh, nice left hand to the body by Frank Martin. Good positioning with his feet on that left hand to the body by Martin. Oh, good right hand to the body by Rivera, but he eats a left uppercut for getting that body shot in. And now a little right hook gets in for Martin. Martin finishing the round strong. Round probably getting away from Rivera because of it. And that round may have gotten away from Rivera. Landed a good straight right hand in the first minute. Martin not as active, making a miss and making him pay, but then finished that last minute pretty strong. Landed some good straight left hands to the body and to the head against Rivera. Could see that being another Martin round. Going for Martin even higher. Nah, guys. You guys got to understand, just when a round's competitive doesn't mean I could just give it to Rivera because it was competitive. He still got hit with the better shots that round. Got hit with the better shots that round. Last minute in particular, hit the body into the head. I can't let you guys bitching in the chat influence the scoring. I just can't. Offense. So 4-0 Frank, maybe 39-37, depending on how you scored the first. What do you got, Iran? 4-zip Frank? Yeah. So other media have it 4-zip. Frank was well ringside. Rivera gonna have to find a way to make some adjustments. He's the less accurate fighter, and when he does find the mark, he doesn't land with the same power that Frank Martin has. Getting beat so far. Here we are in round 5. Rivera getting his jab blocked again. Martin steps in with a double jab and lands it. Good straight right hand by Rivera. Martin taking some of the steam off of it, though, rolling off of it. Rivera close with the straight right hand. Tries to shoot it with the body now. Martin stepping in with 2-3 jabs. Shoots a straight left hand. Rivera dipping his head down to get away from it. But Martin doing a good job freezing him with the double jab to set up the straight left to the body and to the head. Rivera stepping to Martin. Ball short with the jab, still on top. Now Martin resets the centering. Good straight right hand to the body by Michel Ali Rivera right there as Frank Martin tried to reset in the center of the ring. Now Rivera shoots a left hook, straight right hand, but Martin getting his chin off the line. Rivera getting his body. There's jab, parry. Martin stepping to him. Parries another jab. Martin short with his jab. Rivera takes a step out. Martin trying to step to Rivera now. Rivera feinting with the jab, works his levels with his jab, shoots a right hand of the body. Martin catching that right hand of the body. Martin stepping forward in the high guard for a minute there. And Rivera jabs him out of it. Now a straight left to the body and a right hook to the body for Martin on that front foot. Nice straight right hand for Rivera. Falls just a little short on the shoulder of Martin. He gets countered by the left hand of Martin. Rivera along the ropes tries to counter with a straight right hand as Martin shoots in a straight left. Rivera along the ropes near the corner, falls short with the jab. Martin tries to place in a straight left hand as Rivera dips his head down. Now he shoots a straight left to the chest of Rivera. Not a whole lot of clean shots landed either way this round. Straight left down the pipe lands for Martin, and another straight left down the pipe lands for Martin. Took a little steam off of it, but threw it twice and landed it twice. Got out Rivera into the ropes. Rivera in danger of going down 5-zip. Double jab, lands for Martin. Backs Rivera into the ropes, 10 seconds left. Rivera just not able to get accurate. Martin did a good job getting his head off the line of all those straight right hands. Another round for Frank Martin. Another round for Frank Martin. Yeah, boxing isn't very difficult to score. How can you score if you never box? I did box before. Acosta. Bam, 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 bam. You see the hands? See the hands? Ah. So, but yeah, it's 5-zip. And again, just because Martin's not blowing away, although he was pretty decisive in the second round in particular, 3 as well. Just because he's not blowing them away every round, he's defensively better and he's more accurate. So how's Rivera winning any rounds except for maybe the first, which was more of a feel-out round? Martin's better defensively. He's more accurate. He's the harder puncher when he does land as well. So it's Martin's ahead in the fight. All right, round 6. Here we go. Round 6. Here we go. Rivera gonna have to find some answers. Can't be accurate tonight. He's landed a couple of straight right hands, but he steps in there, and actually Martin making him step into the straight left hand there. Now Martin with a right hand sets up another straight left down the pipe. Rivera dropping both hands, trying to give a different look. Pivoting off the side to not get hit by Martin, but Martin off to already to a good start in the 6th round, landing a couple of shots early on. Martin touching Rivera with the jab. Rivera, when he tries to cut distance, actually walks in. So Martin has been beating him off the front foot and off the back foot and has used side steps as well. Rivera shoots the jab, shoots the straight right hand. Martin gets his head down and off the line. Tries to reply right away. Steps back in. Good body, right hook to the body setup. Off 3 shots up top to the head. Double jab, straight left hand, made Rivera pick his gloves up, and Martin finished with a right hook to the body. Now Rivera steps in and lands a good jab as he backs Martin up, but he'll have to find something else behind that jab. Martin out sharpshooting Rivera. Rivera falling with the jab of the body, tries to jab up top. Martin steps in with that straight left hand of the body again. That Errol Spence move, the double jab up top and then a straight left hand of the body. Rivera tried a sweeping right hand and got countered with a straight left. Now Martin goes to the body with a straight left hand, a right hook to the body. Crowd starting to get into it. For Frank Martin, he's having a very good performance tonight. Fighting a very sharp, disciplined fight. Punches are very fast and sharp and down the pipe. Straight left spin a laser. Parries that jab of Michel Rivera once more. Steps to him. Rivera trying to sweep a right hand. Almost got countered again with that straight left. The face of Ali Rivera starting to redden now. Frank stalking him. Coming forward, parrying the jab. Double jab for Frank Martin. Rivera pulls out and eats another jab. Jab is accurate this round for Frank Martin. A lot of times he's just doubling it up to set up a straight left to the body or to the head, but he is touching up Rivera with the jab this round. Oh, in close, a little bit of a skirmish, and Martin got off a sweeping left hand. Bayless warns him for that. About 10 seconds left in this round. It's another Frank Martin round. Rivera just can't find the mark. Good defense, good hand speed, sharp, compact shots. Frank Martin in this fight, he's winning this fight handily. Through 6 rounds, I thought that through 6 rounds, Rivera would have the advantage and that Martin would have to play catch up and get to him in the second half of the fight. That hasn't been the case. It's been all Frank Martin. Maybe the first round, a feeling out round, went Rivera's way. 4th round was a little uneventful, but right now it's Frank Martin 6-zip on my card. I could see 5-1 perhaps. So MAW, you got it, man. Ben Williams Jr., I had 3 amateur fights, 2 of them. Let's see here. Yeah, man, Frank Martin is here. And yeah, Chris Turner says, get Rivera out of there, Frank. Kill him. Frank looks great, says Larry Lopez. All right, here we go. Round 7. And this is actually where we expected Martin to begin to take control of the fight, but he took control from the outset. Fight is not looking good for Michel Ali Rivera right now. Martin doesn't look fatigued. Rivera's face is reddening, and Martin has invested to the body as well. Straight hand to the body for Martin. Martin showing us a couple of different looks, too. Sometimes he picks the lead hand up. Sometimes he fights with it at his waist. Proficient out of both of those stances tonight is Frank Martin. Beating him, countering. He's beating him leading. He's beating him punching in between punches as well. Just been all around the better fighter. He's even out-jabbed Michel Rivera. Rivera falls short with the jab. Straight left to the body by Frank Martin. Rivera falls short with the jab again, getting it blocked, and then he eats a jab. Again, last 2 rounds or so, Martin has began to really out-jab him, using the jab more as a setup shot, but he's began to pelt him with it a little bit more now. Rivera getting his jab parried, straight left down the pipe for Frank Martin. Touches him up top a few more times to pick his hands up and finishes with a straight left to the body by Frank Martin. Good combination punching. Good decoy punches to set up the 3rd and 4th and 5th shots. Oh, left uppercut counter shot by Frank Martin. Sharp and quick. Didn't sit down on it. Just a nice quick counter. Oh, and then Rivera overshoots a straight right and gets countered by a straight left by Frank Martin. Now Rivera gets in a left hook, but Martin gets right back with a straight left hand, in control of this fight. Rivera showing some toughness, trying to bring the fight to Martin, but he's just the lesser fighter tonight. Martin is the sharper puncher, slightly faster. And it feels like at any moment, too, Martin can step on the gas and really put some combinations together to the body and to the head. But he's waiting for that moment still. It's on 7th round, and he continues to peck away and break them down. Invested to the body beautifully thus far. Rivera tries to place in a shot. Down goes Rivera. Straight left hand uppercut. Rivera tried to place in a straight left hand, countering the right uppercut of Ali Rivera. Ali Rivera trying to place the right uppercut, got countered by a beautiful straight left hand by Frank Martin. Let's see if Martin could put the finishing touches on a dominant performance tonight. He has boxed and he has led and countered, and that time he countered beautifully to get the knockdown. Rivera looks like he'll get out of this round. And Rivera will make it out of the round, but this fight has completely gotten away from him. Where was my man questioning my scorecard earlier? See, I know what I'm watching, my friend. I know what I'm watching. Martin was in control, and it looks like he's on his way to possibly a stoppage. With the knockdown, 70-62 for Frank Martin. I could see 69-63 if you gave the first round a feel-out round to Rivera. Outside of that, at this point, it's not going to matter. It's all Frank Martin. And Frank Martin tonight looks like a formidable fight for anybody. Even the lightweight champion, Devin Haney, this would be one of the toughest fights he could take in the division based on what we're seeing ringside tonight in Las Vegas. Martin solidifying himself right now as one of the lightweight division's top guys. All right, here we go. All right, now round 8. And the question now just basically becomes, can Martin put the finishing touches on a masterpiece? Double jab, straight left to the body. That double jab has been beautiful. Oh, Martin lands the jab, shoots a straight left again. And the footwork of Martin has been subtle. He hasn't had to use the bicycle motion. He has not used any wasted motion with his feet. Just steps all night. Half steps back, little steps to his right, little steps to his left, steps inside at the right time after Rivera misses. It's been very good stuff by Frank Martin. Right hook, sets up a straight left down the middle. Then a straight left lands again for Frank Martin. Rivera not ready to go home just yet. Comes back with a left hook to back him off. But Martin not just relying on his gifts, not relying on the fact that he's an athletic guy, who's strong. No, he can box. He can box. Straight left to the body by Frank Martin. It's been a thing of beauty. This has been one of the best performances of the year now it's turning into for Frank Martin. Frank Martin hooking off the jab as he pivots off to the right. And now he resets in the center of the ring off the double jab. Rivera just following him around now. Beautiful touch double jabs by Frank Martin all night long to set things up. And at times just to land it. Martin doing such a great job getting off the line away from the straight right hand of Rivera. And Rivera, when he dared finally to open up with an uppercut or a hook, he got countered nasty with the straight left down the pipe and got dropped. Rivera touching him off with, Martin touching to the body with the jab, good. And then Brings the right hand around the guard to set up a straight left. Lands a straight left as Rivera trying to step in. Straight left to the body for Frank Martin. Lands again. Rivera taking a good amount of shots. One shot at a time. Oh, another straight left hand as Martin pivoted beautifully with the lead hand. He kept pivoting his feet as he touched Rivera with the lead hand. Then came the straight left hand. Beautiful, subtle footwork by Frank Martin. Jab, jab, jab as he steps to his right, doing a good job stepping with the jab, not keeping his feet planted when he throws a bit, moving off of it, moving angles off of it, and doubling it up often. Keeping the left hand at home by the chin when he doubles up on it at all times, moving off of it, moving off the angle. Beautiful stuff from Frank Martin. 10 seconds left. Straight left to the body. Lands again for Frank Martin. 10 seconds left in the round. Another big round for Frank Martin. Oh, sweeping left hand off the double jab. A little bit of a right hook gets in on the 1-2-3. Double jab, 2 body shots land for Martin. Rivera just nods, showing he's game. But it's 8-zip Frank Martin on my card. 80-71 with the knockdown. Where was my man at saying we were scoring it too wide for Frank? Where was he at? What's your scorecard now, brother? Farhood gave Rivera round 1 and round 5, Tavares. Those were the 2 rounds, if you're going to give them, were those. No, Haney, I don't think Haney loses to Martin either, but Martin tonight looks like pretty much as good, outside of Tank Davis, as good a challenge as there is in the lightweight division for Devin. Shakur just moved up there as well, but I think Frank Martin is a tough fight for any of these guys. Looking very good tonight. Tank and Frank indeed did spar, and I can confirm Frank held his own. All right, here we go, round 9. Round 9, Rivera shooting the straight right, but man, he hasn't even been as out good. The right hand gets in that time for Rivera, knocked the sweat off Martin's head a little bit, but Martin taking it no problem, no reaction from the crowd. Now the jab gets blocked from Martin. Martin stepping to Rivera. Rivera back near the ropes. Rivera still trying to fight. Oh, Rivera letting his hands go with a straight right and a left hook. It finishes with a left hook again. Rivera still here to fight. Rivera measuring with the jab. Shoots another straight right, but Martin comes back and hits him with a left hand, making him get out of position, missing that right hand. Some fights maybe breaking out in the audience here in Las Vegas as a common occurrence. Martin not really opening it up yet to start the night. He paced himself beautifully tonight. You do want to see Martin at some point really step on that gas, though. Try to put together some combinations and get him out of there. Nice jab to the body by Martin. That face of Rivera is nice and red up, welled up a little bit. Double jab for Martin, just touching Rivera. Double jab again for Martin. Rivera turns out of the way. Now Martin places the left hand behind the jab. They continue. Well, I think that was Omar Juarez on the undercard earlier tonight, and there was a brawl that almost happened in the ring, and that continues to spill out in the arena. Anyway, right hand landed on the chest of Martin for Rivera. Martin not as active here in this 9th round. Minute left. Rivera trying to really place a hard right uppercut. Lands the left hand, Rivera, but misses the right hand and the left hook. Good defense by Martin. Martin doubling up with the jab. Rivera gets his hands up that time. Rivera trying to walk Martin into a straight right hand there. But Martin good defensively, not eating the shot. Martin gives some different looks in front of Rivera, changing his stances up a little bit. Oh, and that nice little counter left hand by Frank Martin made Rivera reach with a straight right and then touched him with a left hand. Now he touches him up with the jab again. Touches him with the jab, knocks him with a left hand in the ropes. And here comes the combinations by Martin. Straight left hand, right hook, fast hands on that quick combo by Frank Martin. Nice jab in the body by Frank Martin. Oh, straight left hand placed off a touch jab for Frank Martin. Rivera fights out of the corner a little bit, but that's another round for Frank Martin. And up to Martin with knockdown 90 to 80. If you gave the first to Martin, 89 to 81. So, yeah, very, very good performance. I hate my bladder, guys. I hate it when I got to take that wicked piss on fight night. Pray for me at home, fellas. Holding this piss is not easy on fight night. 9-0 or 8-1, Pat G, you already know. Pat G knows. Pat G knows how to score fights. Me and Pat G pretty much always agree in the chat on the scorecards. Security really having to come around ringside and make sure no fights happen. Them the Charlos fighting the crowd. No, not Ben Williams. Not the Charlos. Sean versus but Frank, man, shit, this is his 17th pro fight. Keyshawn only had 7, so let Keyshawn develop a little more as a pro. I know he was the much better amateur, but still, Frank Martin has no amateur habits. What's my score? FightHype Rap Star. I got it 9-zip Martin, maybe 8-1. With the knockdown, I got him up 90 to 80. Rivera's been game. He's fought on the front foot. He hasn't just languished, and he's taken chances. That last round, he took a lot of chances, but he's not able to get accurate, man. Martin has been good defensively. He's been good with his feet. And hasn't been excessive at all with his feet. No wasted movement. Very good job. Pivoting out to his right, pivoting out to his left. Oh, beautiful straight left hand counter by Frank Martin. And now a left hand to the body. Martin is sharp. He's a sharp puncher. He throws his punches with good technique. And has a good sense of distance. He's just a very good lightweight. He's a good fighter. He's a legitimate contender for anybody in this division. When I met him, if you guys go back to the interview in Floyd's gym almost 2.5 years ago now, in the pandemic of 2020, I said, I think we've discovered a dark horse in the lightweight division. And that's what Frank Martin is. The thoroughbreds, the favorites, Ryan, Shakur, Tank, Devin, you know them. But here's the dark horse who could maybe upset them if given a chance. Martin in control of this round as well. He's landed a couple of very beautifully accurate straight left hands to the body and to the head, as he has all night. Rivera not letting his hands go much this round. Those counters have earned his respect. Rivera with a little blood from the nose. Misses the straight right, misses the left hook, hitting nothing but air, and that's frustrating. Now Martin comes back and catches him with a right hook up top. Double jab for Martin. Martin misses with the left hand off the double jab this time. Rivera's face swelled up a little bit. Looking a little bit like Ali did in the 10th round of his tough fights. But no accuracy tonight from Rivera. He has been shut down. Oh, why does I say that? Straight right hand from Michel Rivera. The commentator's curse. Martin responds with some good body work. Commentator's curse, right when you say it. Finishing up the 10th, and that's another Frank Martin round. 189 on my card. Rivera trying a big right uppercut, trying to walk Martin into a right uppercut, but Martin too good defensively and finishes in combination. 10-zip Frank Martin. Looks like Julian Jackson. Punches nothing like Julian Jackson. Frank whooping on Pitbull, no doubt. Yeah, I got Frank Martin based on what I'm seeing tonight against Pitbull. But Pitbull's pressure, you better be able to handle it. But yeah, I think Frank would beat him. Let's see here. Jermel Graham, can I get told who's winning? Jermel is all Frank Martin. 10-zip. Got the knockdown in the 7th round. All Frank Martin. Frank doesn't just outbox Pitbull. If Pitbull is relentless, he might walk into something. Boxiana de Menace, thank you. Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you. Good to have you in. Thank you for the shout out, Boxiana. Here we go, round 11 now. And again, guys, what looked like a competitive fight on paper, it's been all Frank Martin. Separating himself from a solid, probably a guy who's still a top 10 lightweight, but truly separating the top 5 from the top 10 tonight. Nice. Rivera trying to step in and land something big, trying to step in, and he knows he's going to get countered, but Rivera showing heart, trying to commit to these punches. He is fully committing, and he's getting countered for doing so, but got to give credit to Rivera there for really stepping into those shots still. A lot of guys would half commit to the shot, worried about what's coming back, but Rivera sometimes is letting these shots go, knowing he's probably going to get hit and countered. Rivera not throwing a lot of punches, but the one he is throwing right now, he's committing to. He knows he's got to land something heavy, but it's just not going to happen. Nice little left to the body from Martin and the left uppercut. Rivera countered with a straight left to the body, or so a straight left hand up top, and he eats a little left hand to the body again. Another left hand to the body by Martin. A nice right hook up top just to set it up, not to land it, just to set it up. Martin has done a great job of that tonight. Sometimes letting out a throwaway shot on the first or second punch just to land a third one. Oh, left uppercut from Martin. Almost could have ended the night. And now a left hand to the body by Martin. He sweeps the left. Good straight right by Rivera, but Martin letting his hands go in combination in the pocket, beating him up to the body and to the head. Double jab from Martin. Lands. Crowd wants a finish from Martin. Rivera still alert and tough. You can't see me, ghost, ghost is the chant ringside. Counter left hand again for Frank Martin lands. And a left hand up to the body and then a little right hook. Sweeping left hand counter for Frank Martin. Rivera with the hand up to block it, but some of it got through. Some of the sweat coming off of Rivera's head now from these combinations. It's a nice little right hook on the top of the head that did that. Martin with Rivera near the ropes, letting his hands go in combination. Bayless looking on, but Rivera still staying alive. Jab to the body lands for Martin now after that combination. Rivera eats the left hand in the exchange, but takes it well. 2 good body shots for Rivera, but Bayless warns him for being low. Right hook to the body back by Frank Martin in return. Ten seconds left. It's another Frank Martin round. No question about it. Martin may have to settle for the shutout and not the stoppage. Yep, 11-zip Frank Martin. OD Low. Just to hit you with some facts. My man did not comment on a fake post, the fake BLK Prime. Got to understand how retweets work. He tweeted something, and then BLK Prime, the fake account, quote tweeted and retweeted him. You can't control who quote tweets or retweets you. That's not you. Do you not understand how Twitter works, my man? But whatever. Do you? We're heading into the 12th round, and I think Rivera is going to see the finish line here. He was still showed enough alertiveness to get it here to the final round, to make it to the final bell. So we shall see. Martin versus Jermaine Ortiz. Martin all day, new God. Martin all day. Octavia Hall, thank you so much for the shout out. Here we go. 12th and final round. Boxiana, you feel our pain. All right. Straight left to the body by Martin. Let's see if Martin tries to close the show. And he's coming out throwing these punches with some bad intentions on him. Let go of a few left hands with different facial expression that time, like he wanted a knockout on them. Nice counter left hand by Frank Martin, but Rivera really stepping in hard with that right hand, still taking chances. Getting countered every time he does it. He's got to know he's going to get countered each time he throws it, but he's still throwing it. Left hook gets countered by an uppercut by Martin. Rivera getting out of the way of the right hook, dipping his body out of the way. They're still in the center of the ring. Rivera falling short with the jab, tries to step in with the right and gets countered by the left of Martin. Double jab by Martin. Looking for something. Rivera still stepping to him in the center of the ring. Well, both guys holding their ground in the center of the ring now. Rivera missing the jab, missing the straight right. Martin dips into the clinch. Again, Rivera committing to that right hand, gets countered by the left. Left hook lands for Rivera, but Martin angrily throws back. Rivera, good defense there, getting out of the way of 3 or 4 shots in return after landing the left hook. Rivera missing the left hook this time. Martin staying on top of him with the jab, rips a couple of shots through the center of the guard. Now he lands a touch jab and steps off. Rivera missing a winging right hand, almost gets countered, but gets his hands up. Rivera throwing a left hook, Martin dipping down away from it. Straight left to the body by Martin off a touch jab. He pivots out to his right, again. Resets, double jab, sets up a straight left to the body again on the belt line. Another straight left to the body for Frank Martin. Minute left in the round. AP, thank you so much, man. Thank you for the 10, brother. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. Last round, Martin pivoting off nicely with that subtle footwork off the jab, takes the angle to the right, resets in the center of the ring, double jab from Martin. Rivera gets his hands up to block that straight left. Rivera's been tough down the stretch of this fight. Like I said, he hasn't thrown half-hearted punches. He's committed, knowing he's going to get countered. And he's shown a good chin down the stretch of the fight where it looked like he might get stopped after that 7th round. Rivera still showing he's a top 10 lightweight in there by my estimation, but not a top 5. That's Frank Martin tonight. Final 10 seconds. And that was all Frank Martin, guys. 12-zip, maybe 11-1 with the knockdown in the 7th. And what I seen, Frank Martin, definitely an upper echelon lightweight, definitely a bona fide contender, a tough out for anyone in the lightweight division. He has skills, he has speed, and he has real pop. And he knows how to go to the body and to the head. It's a good fighter, a damn good fighter, a damn good lightweight, Frank Martin. So thank you guys for joining. And we got to get some post-fight content. So keep it locked in here on FightHype. We will be trying to get Errol Spence's post-fight reaction. We'll clearly get the winner, Frank Martin, and we'll see what else we can get, guys. Thank you. Shout out to man. Mars. All right, fellas. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. Keep it locked in on FightHype. We got post-fight content coming your way, so keep it locked in.